possibly because there's still smoldering going on inside, and as we can see, there are also still major flames coming out of that building as well. But as you said, Issa, there is a big community response that's been going on here, and I have one of the folks who's leading that response. It's Zia Salek from the Islamic Relief organization, and you're a local organization. This is a very close-knit community. What was your initial response to this?
So we saw the flames late last night or early hours of this morning, and immediately we knew that there'd be an emergency need in the morning for food, water, and to help relocate the people that have been displaced from the building. So from the early hours of the morning, the volunteers have been gathering. The community has come forward and they've started to donate in their droves, in-kind donations of water, food, blankets, children's baby powder milk, and sanitary toiletry facilities and all of those things. So it's been an overwhelming response so far from the community.
And it's also because this community is one that's very close-knit. I mean, I myself have spoken to so many people here who said they knew folks who lived inside those buildings, and there's folks from the Islamic Relief who also know people who were inside that building, right?
Yeah, this whole neighborhood, the churches and the mosques and all the people in these other blocks around, they all knew people from that block. We were at the mosque earlier this morning when we were coordinating the income of donations before we distributed, and everybody that came to the mosque said that they knew families who lived there. They're worried for them. They're waiting for the lists to come out to see if they made it, if they're alive. And, you know, we're just trying to come together as a community to respond in the best way we can.
You're trying to respond as best as you can, but how does an event like this, and this one specifically, because it was so awful, also traumatize a community like this?
It does, and it shocks people because we've heard some really harrowing stories of people trying to jump from the windows, passing their babies out of the windows, and it is very devastating. But in a state of helplessness, the community have risen above that, and they said it's a tragic situation. The best we can do is not despair but respond, and that's what they've been doing all day, to keep our spirits high, to keep our spirits positive, to try to respond and to try to help those that are coming out of this situation, not just those living in the building, but also those living in the surrounding areas who had friends and family there, giving them a shoulder to cry on, even to give them some moral support, spiritual support, even from the faith leaders. So we're trying to really be here for the community as best we can, and I think to despair in this hour of need is not the right response.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Issa, as you can see, this community is one that's very close-knit, obviously responding to this terrible disaster. As we've heard, people say they want